All right. Yoga time.
All right. P-Dog says yoga time. I think
Okay.
I'm starting, right, Kimberly?
Yeah, you're starting, and Zoe can't sing today, sadly, but
It's so sad. Okay, well, everyone has a playlist that wants it. Does anyone need one? Good. Okay, perfect. All right, my friends, then let's just go ahead and get started. So let's actually start today in child's pose or your variation of it. So you can start with your knees wide, knees together, hips reach back towards your heels, forehead rest down on your mat. You can reach your arms forward, you can reach your arms back, more of an embryo pose, or if child's pose doesn't work for you for whatever reason, you're more than welcome to take either hero's pose, just a kneeling seated meditation, or lay flat on your belly. So take a moment and settle in. And if there are any little movements, especially those little fidgety movements that you want to get out, go ahead. And then eventually just find stillness. And as much as you are able to, give all of your weight to the ground. And then close your eyes. Start to notice not just how you feel physically, but also how you feel energetically, emotionally, mentally. Start to notice the rise and fall of your breath. And as you breathe in and out, see if you can feel the space inside of you expand and contract. And then next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. So think of breathing all the way down into your low belly, your low back. Hold. And exhale, open mouth, sigh, let it go. Do 2 more rounds just like that. So inhale, fill up. Hold at the top. When you think you're full, sip in a little bit more. When you're ready, big, huge exhale, release. Good, you guys. One more time. So biggest inhale you have taken all day long. Hold in fullness. And big exhale, release, let it go. Nice work. Slowly start to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. And see if you can continue to breathe just as deep as you were a moment ago, but now it's just all staying inside. So you really start to feel that expansion and contraction within you even more. See if you can start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound with your breath. And then no rush whatsoever. But as you feel ready, rise up to your hands and your knees and just start exploring your own intuitive movements. So maybe you begin with some cat-cows or some hip circles. It might feel really nice to come forward towards cobra, up dog. Maybe you want to sit back into more of a puppy pose, so stretching into your shoulders, keeping your hips higher in the air than a regular child's pose. So anything that calls to you, anything that feels good. Big, deep breaths. So give yourself this time just to kind of take an inventory of your body, of what's going on inside. So what feels really good here, maybe really open or really strong, and then where do you feel a little bit stiff, maybe from shoveling all day? Where do you feel a little bit sore or tender? And then in about 3 to 5 rounds, no hurry, but eventually let's all meet in a downward facing dog. So start transitioning just when you are ready in your own way. You can get back however you'd like. If you want to move through a vinyasa, you're welcome to. Good job, you guys. All right, and then as you transition into your down dog, give yourself a little bit of time to explore in your down dog. So if it feels good, you can pedal out your heels. Maybe you want to keep a really deep bend in your knees and just focus on the length from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. You want to shake your head, yes or no. So anything that calls to you, explore your down dog on your mat, in your body, in this moment, right here, right now. So every single time we step onto our mats, we are different, our bodies are different. So take time to notice, to get curious about that. And then can you feel your big, deep breaths expanding and contracting within you? Take a couple more rounds into your downward facing dog. And then just as you're ready, slowly crawl your hands to the back of your yoga mat and find yourself in a forward fold. So eventually, all the weight comes into your feet. Bring your feet about hips width distance apart if they're not there already, and just hang out in your forward fold at the back of your mat. You might want to take a ragdoll pose, grab opposite elbows. You might want to bring your hands behind your head and interlace your fingers. Maybe you walk your hands over to one side and then the other side. So how does it feel now to be in your forward fold? Where are you holding the weight in your feet? If you are rocking back into your heels, can you rock slightly forward so most of your weight is in your toes and the balls of your feet? Think of lifting your sit bones, lifting your butt up towards the sky. Let your neck relax. Let the crown of your head reach towards the ground. Take a couple more rounds in your forward fold and think of really breathing into your back body and sending your breath down the backs of your legs. Nice job, friends. End of your next exhale. Listen carefully. We're just going to slowly roll one vertebra at a time all the way up to stand. So go as slow as you can. And then once you reach the top, your head lifts, your shoulders roll back and down. Turn your palms to face open. So open and receptive. Take a moment and just stand here in your mountain pose, Tadasana. So this is an active and aware way of standing. Notice, are you dumping into your hips? So are you slouching forward or sticking your butt out behind you? Can you find that nice neutral pelvis, nice neutral spine, and then open through the front of your shoulders? So how would it feel if every time you stood, let's say in line at the grocery store, you stood with awareness? Start to build a little more muscle memory so this becomes more of your default. Let's take one more big inhale. Hold at the top. And exhale, big open mouth sigh. Let it go. Ah, good. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, slow swan dive down. So lead with your heart, lengthen through your spine, then release, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Lots of length. Get all the rounding out of your spine. Exhale, fold, let it go. This time, reverse swan dive. So press into your feet, lead with your heart. Inhale, big full body stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more just like that. Inhale, high mountain. So think of this as a moving meditation. Exhale, ride your breath down nice and easy. Take your time. Relax at the bottom. Empty out in your breath. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Press into your feet, heart leads all the way to stand. Inhale, big stretch, reach. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, this time inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back and down, squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. If you want to make this a little more intense, See if you can press your palms together and imagine your elbows are magnetized. So squeeze your elbows towards each other. Now, if it is available to you, start to lift your hands back away from your body and then maybe add a little back bend. So heart lifts up, knuckles reach down. Hug an invisible yoga block with your inner thighs. Tone your low abdominals. Take one more inhale. Keep your clasp. Exhale. Slow dive down. Forward fold. Let your neck relax and your head be heavy. Inhale. Keep your clasp. Halfway lift. So really feel your back muscles squeeze around your spine as you lengthen. Exhale, fold. See if you can keep your fingers interlaced for about 2 or 3 more deep breaths. So head heavy, weight forward in your feet, light on your heels, lift your sit bones, lift your knuckles higher. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to your low back. Gently release your clasp. You can let your arms hang, maybe give them a nice little shake out. And then from here, start to crawl your hands forward until you are in a plank position. So top of a push-up. Shoulders over your wrists, fingers spread nice and wide, and then think of pushing the ground away with your hands. Draw your belly button in and up, hips level with shoulders, or you're welcome to bring your knees down to modify. Take one more big inhale, and again, think of pushing the ground away. Exhale, lower just halfway down. Inhale, press back up, high plank. One more like that. Exhale, halfway down. Strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, press back up. And then as slow as you can go all the way to your belly, lower down. Let's take a Spiderman Cobra. So hands come out nice and wide. Lift your fingertips, elbows face the sky, and then lift your chest up. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to the right and dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, come back to center, press into your fingertips, lift your heart, tone your belly. Exhale, twist to the left, right shoulder dips down. Inhale, come back to center, lift up. Exhale, let it go, release. Bring your hands to frame your mid-ribs. Press up to tabletop, hands and knees. So spread your fingers nice and wide. And just like when you were in your plank pose, push the ground away with your hands. So you want to feel your arms and your shoulders get really strong. Back of your neck is long, so gaze down. And then draw your belly button in and up so your belly's not just dropping. See if you can keep all of that. Take your right arm forward and your left leg back, spinal balance. So rather than thinking of a smiley face shape from your hand to your toes, think of one strong, straight, powerful line. So reach through your fingers, thumb faces the sky, palm faces in like you're going to shake somebody's hand, and then press with your back foot. So feel really, really strong right here. Feel a connection to your center. Take one more big inhale, pull yourself apart. Exhale, elbow to knee. Round your spine, hollow out your belly. Inhale, re-extend, lengthen. And slowly with control, exhale, elbow to knee. Empty all the way out. Inhale, lengthen like you're moving through molasses, so nice and slow. Exhale, elbow to knee. Pull your belly button in and up, empty out. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, set just your right hand down. Pivot on your right knee so your right foot comes to the outside of your mat like a little kickstand. And then left arm to the sky, modified side plank. So take a moment, be here, and find your breath. See if you can press your hips slightly forward, so make sure your butt's not sticking out behind you. And then reach your left arm past the top edge of your mat, or as far as you can. So actively reaching from your left fingertips back to your left toes. Take one more inhale here. Stay here if you'd like. Exhale, bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, and see if you can turn your heart to look up at the sky. Back muscles squeeze around your spine. Spread your toes as you hold your foot in your hand. Take 2 more deep breaths. Good, nice work, you guys. End of your next exhale, slowly release, unwind, come back to hands and knees. And then listen here. You're going to come down to your right forearm, just your right forearm. And then left hand scoots back about a foot or so. So you want to feel like you're doing chaturanga, a push-up with your left arm, and then dolphin pose with your right arm. Now you guys are loving me so much right now. Try to get your shoulders straight across from one another. So your left shoulder is going to want to be up higher. Get your shoulders nice and even. And then rather than letting your left shoulder roll forward, shoulder blade squeezes your spine. So roll your left shoulder back and down. Relax your neck. Now tuck your toes under, lift your knees, lift your hips. One arm dolphin pose. So your left arm is in chaturanga, right arm is in dolphin. Press the ground away with the belly of your right forearm. Try to relax your neck, soften your face. Stay where you're at, or inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Press up with your right foot. Really imagine that there is a rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling up and it's tugging slightly back. So feel that lift coming from your center. Feel that connection. Take 2 more rounds. If you're shaking, that's just fine. It means you've met an edge. So be there and breathe into it. Left arm strong, right shoulder strong, belly engaged. Take one last inhale. Exhale, bring your right foot down. Bring your knees down, child's pose or embryo pose. So right back where we began. Take a moment, reconnect to your breath. If you want a couple exhales out your mouth, that might feel really nice. Just notice, feel, and observe. Good job, you guys. Slowly transition back, downward facing dog. So big, deep Ujjayi breaths. Reconnect and fire up your breath. Make it strong and powerful once again. Next time you inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-legged down dog. So hips square, inner thighs face each other. Keep your left sit bone lifted and hug in with your left inner thigh. Press down through your hands. Press up through your right foot so you can straighten your right leg a little bit more. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow. So a little twist. Get as close as you can. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. So aim as high as you can on your right arm. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And last one, knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly. Stay here as you breathe in. Push the ground away. See if you can lift your waistline higher. Exhale, step your right foot forward. And then we'll rise up to crescent lunge. So you can take your time. Take a moment to find lots of stability, strength in your legs. Hips should be nice and square. Make sure there's a little tone through your lowest, deepest abdominals. Spine long, side body's long. Lift through your heart, reach through your fingers. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now, if you can, again, just an option, press your palms and then squeeze your elbows towards each other. From here, if you can, start to reach your hands back. And then here's your next option, bend your back knee to a hover. Stay here, or final option, add a little baby back bend. So chest up towards your chin, puff up through your chest, and then think of reaching your knuckles towards the ground as you lift your heart towards the sky. Take about 2 more slow, powerful Ujjayi breaths. Tone your low belly, really strong through your legs, hug in with your inner thighs. Next time you inhale, release your clasp, arms reach up, straighten your front legs, squeeze your inner thighs, little balance challenge. Exhale, bring your hands to your front thighs, so bend your front knee, kind of lean forward, bring more weight into your front foot, and then nice and easy, warrior 3, float your back leg up. You can keep your hands on your front thigh for more support, Or if you'd like, feel free to add your arms. So maybe arms reach out to both sides, cactus arms, or straight forward will be full warrior 3. So your expression. Give me about 2 or 3 more deep breaths. Really lengthen from the top of your head back to your left heel. Connect to your center, so draw navel to spine. Think of puffing up into your low back. One last big deep breath. Good job, you guys. End of your exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot down next to your right. Bring your big toes to touch. Little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, tiny little potato bug ball. So butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. Hands can stay down to help with balance, or you're welcome to play with your balance. Wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins and give yourself a great big squeeze. Each inhale, breathe into your back body. Each exhale, get as small as possible. Find your center. Good job. One last round. Tiny little potato bug ball. Inhale, halfway lift. So set your heels down, spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, halfway down. So 2 slow motion push-ups. So one more time. Inhale, press up. And again, exhale, halfway down. Don't let your belly drop. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press up. And slow motion all the way to the ground. Spiderman Cobra. So hands come out wide, lift to your fingertips. Chest lifts up. And then this time we're going to take it a little bit of a different direction. So some of you have done this with me before. Bend your right knee, press into your right fingertips, roll onto the outside of your left hip. So think of your right toe, or excuse me, your right leg as a scorpion tail, right tip toes reach towards the ground, and then to take it even deeper, your right toes can reach up towards your left hand. Let your left shoulder kind of dip towards the earth. Breathe down into your belly, one more round. End of your exhale, let it go and switch to the other side. So right leg is straight now, left knee bends, press into your left fingertips, roll onto the outside of your right hip. So left toes reach for the ground and then maybe start to reach up towards your right hand. Let your right shoulder dip down slightly and feel that stretch there. Take one more deep breath. Good job. Come back to center. Let it go. Hands frame your mid ribs. Press into hands and knees. Tabletop position. All right. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Push down with your hands. Draw navel to spine. And then find your nice neutral neck. So your gaze is just down. Back of your neck is long. The crime dog's house is happening. All right. Again, so keeping all of that, take your left arm forward and your right leg back. Spinal balance. So reaching actively through your fingers, like you're going to shake somebody's hand, palm faces in, and then press through your back foot. Notice if your belly has dropped, draw navel to spine. Take one more big inhale, pull yourself apart. Exhale, elbow to knee. So slowly with control, curl in, hollow out. Inhale, re-extend. And exhale, elbow to knee. Empty out. Draw your belly button in and up. Inhale, lengthen. And then one more time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Empty all the way out. See if you can round even through your mid back. Inhale, re-extend. And then exhale, lower just your left hand down. Pivot on your left knee so your left foot comes to the outside of your mat. Right arm to the sky, modified side plank. So pause here for a moment. Squeeze your outer left glute and press your hips slightly forward. Reach your right arm forward past the top edge of your mat. And then really lengthen from your right fingertips all the way back to your right toes. Take one more big inhale. Stay here if you'd like. Otherwise, exhale, bend your right knee, reach back, grab hold of your right foot. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, and slowly rotate your heart. Let it look up at the sky. Breathe out into your belly. Take about 2 more breaths, your fullest expression. Soften your face. Good job. End of your next exhale. Release, unwind, come back to hands and knees. Okay, here's the funnest part of our entire practice. Left forearm to the ground, scoot your right hand back. So think of a push-up position with your right arm, chaturanga with your right arm. Get your shoulders straight across from one another. So you don't want your right shoulder higher than your left, shoulders are even. And then if your shoulder rolled forward, that right shoulder, squeeze your shoulder blade towards your spine. So roll it back and down. Relax your neck. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips, one arm dolphin. Yoo-hoo, it's so fun, I know you guys. Use the strength in your core. See if you can maybe walk your toes in just a little bit closer. Keep pressing down through the belly of your left forearm. Keep your right shoulder, your right arm really, really strong. Stay where you're at or left leg to the sky. Press up through your left foot. 2 more slow, deep breaths. Good work, my friends. Let's take one last big inhale. Maybe lift your left leg higher. Exhale, left foot down, knees down. Take a rest. So child's, embryo, or puppy. If you want to exhale out your mouth a couple times, go for it. Soften your face. Breathe into your shoulders. And in your next couple of breaths, transition back to your downward facing dog. Reconnect to your Ujjayi breath. Next inhale, left leg to the sky. So hips square, inner thighs face each other. Press down through your hands, press up through your left foot. Lift with your right sit bone and lift with that strength in your belly from your center. Take one more big inhale. See if you can straighten your left leg a little bit more. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, or as close as you can come. Inhale, 3-legged dog, take it back up. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. So again, aim high. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly. Stay here as you breathe in. Push the ground away. See if you can lift your hips higher, lift your left shin higher. Exhale, left foot steps through. And then rise up to your high crescent. You can take your time. So stabilize with your legs. Tone through your low abdominals. Lengthen through your spine and your side bodies. Soften your face. Find your breath. Just feel into the pose. Maybe you even close your eyes, feel it from the inside. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, and this time switch them to one finger over, so it's your non-habitual way of clasping. It's gonna feel a little bit funky, and that's okay. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades squeeze your spine, maybe your palms press and your elbows squeeze towards one another. If it is available to you, hands start to reach back away from your body. You can stay right here or bend your back knee. Hover your back knee above the ground. Imagine you're trying to pull your back thigh forward. Stay here, or your final option, add your little back bend. So take your gaze up, Puff up through your chest, lift your heart up. Reach your knuckles towards the ground, heart towards the sky. 2 more deep breaths. Nice work. Inhale back to crescent lunge. Release your clasp, reach up, straighten your front leg. It's a little balance challenge. I think it also feels good. And then exhale, bend back into your front knee, hands to your front thigh. Start to lean forward as you press into your left foot. Slowly float your right foot off the ground, warrior 3. So you can keep your hands pressing into your front thigh. That's a little extra support, a little extra leverage. Or feel free to add your arms, reaching out to the sides, cactus, maybe arms reach straight forward. That'll be the most challenging, fullest or full warrior 3. So find your fullest expression. Give me 2 more deep breaths. Hips square, back muscles hug around your spine. Feel the connection to your center. 1 more inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your big toes to touch. Little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl. So you are more than welcome to stay in this little tiny ball, or this time, option to take it into a toe stand. So squeeze your inner thighs and hug your heels towards each other. Start to point your knees straight forward. See if you can lift your hands up to your heart center. Draw up through the crown of your head. Soften your face and breathe. Focus your gaze on something in front of you that is not moving. Take 2 more rounds wherever you're at. Good job, you guys. End of your exhale. I'm going to give you a couple of options. You can either plant your hands and step back, or plant your hands, play with crow pose for just a moment. So walk your knees up your triceps, really lift through your waistline, and then from crow, you can either move into a jump back if that's in your practice, maybe play with it, or just set your feet down and step back to your plank. We'll meet in child's pose, so you can take a vinyasa, and then eventually just back to child's pose, rest. No rush getting there, take your time. Once you are in child's pose, take a moment, reconnect. If you'd like, a couple deep breaths out your mouth. And I will go ahead and pass the baton to Kimberly. So good job, everybody. You made it. Thank you so much for letting me guide you.
So let's go ahead and take several more deep breaths here in your child's pose, continuing to allow the body to release, to relax and cleanse, and acknowledging this transition into the more restful, restorative part of our practice. And so can you let go, even mentally and energetically, of the efforting portion of practice and moving into the surrendering and releasing portion of our practice? Maybe taking 3 or 4 more deep breaths here in your child's pose. Giving more of your attention and your effort to the earth. If it helps to exhale out the mouth, you can do that. And there's no rush at all, but as you feel ready, we're going to gently come back up to the hands and the knees and start to take the hips in a big circle going clockwise. So move your hips around in a broad, spacious circle going clockwise. And you can lean all the way back towards your heels and all the way forward towards your wrists. Slow and steady. If you feel a really awesome stretch that you want to lean into, maybe through the side body or the hip, please do that. Good, and then let's pause and go the other direction. So counterclockwise. Moving in a way that feels intuitive and healing and mobilizing to your body. Good. And then we're going to come all the way down to the belly. Prop up onto the forearms for a gentle Sphinx pose. So as you lift up onto the elbows and the forearms, pull the rib cage and the chest forward. Nothing crazy or aggressive for your shoulders. Just feel for traction and space in your lower back. Telescope the rib cage and the heart forward. Give this one more breath. And then ease all the way to your belly. Stretch your right arm out to your right for shoulder pigeon. So the left hand comes to the floor, elbow pointing up. Just gently press over towards your right side. Maybe put your left knee up toward the ceiling. If that feels like it's too much, come into a little tuck, little fetal position. Bring your knees together. If you're feeling like taking this a little bit deeper here, you could always take that left arm up and either bring it behind the back, or you could even reach for your left foot coming into a half bow. But only if that feels like a pretty easy, accessible stretch. We're not trying to force or go too far here. Where might you soften? Maybe through the front of the shoulder and the jaw and the face. Good. You take 2 more deep breaths here. Come on back to your belly and switch your sides. And so the left arm will stretch out to the left, right hand to the floor, elbow pointing up. Gently press over to your left side, point the right knee up toward the ceiling, or come into a little tuck position. And if the right knee is pointing up, you can keep it as is, or take the right arm up and behind the back, continue to open up through the shoulder. Or you can even reach for your right foot, coming into a gentle half bow. Again, just take your time. Deep, expansive breaths into this more passive stretch for the shoulder and the chest, heart space. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. And gently ease your way back all the way to your belly. And just let your body rest here for maybe 5 or so breaths with the belly down. Just nurturing earth underneath you. You can turn your head to one side or let your head rest on your arms. Good. Take one more breath here. And bring your hands back next to your body. Press up to your hands and your knees. And I'd like for you to sit down onto your right hip. Take your legs in this half pinwheel position. And we're going to inch the right hand forward, come down onto the right forearm here for a moment. And stretch your left arm up and over alongside your ear. So you're starting with this expansive and lengthened side body stretch through the left side body. Let your head relax. You can even look down at the floor here. Take 2 more deep breaths. Good. And then you're going to turn more toward the floor. Bring your left hand down so both forearms are on the ground. If that's too much, you might need to come up, lift the body up a little bit higher. But as we're ready, we're going to continue to lengthen through the spine and the torso, and eventually see if we can come all the way down to the ground. And now if you happen to have a yoga bolster or a cushion or a pillow, you're welcome to slide that underneath you. Good. Mainly here, we just want to invite the body to soften and to relax in this supported twist, or whether you've got something underneath you or not. Continue to soften, continue to release. And feeling the breath continue to expand and to contract in the body. And let's give this about 5 more deep breaths. And let's send this last exhale out the mouth and let it cleanse and release, let it go. And then just going to gently make our way back up. If you've been using a cushion or a bolster to put it to the side. And then go ahead and swing your legs around. You can face any direction you want, but bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Bring your hands behind you, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up. Open and lift up through the heart. And we're going to take the knees side to side for a few breaths. So drop the knees into this windshield wiper twist, and then back up and over to the other side. Good. Couple more like this. Last round. And before we take that twist on the other side, I'd like for you to stretch your legs straight out in front of you. I'm just going to face forward, but you can face just forward on your mat. Extend the arms up alongside your ears. So grow tall, tall, tall. Feel your sits bones root down. And as you exhale, let's go ahead and fold over the legs. Paschimottanasana, this forward fold. The knees can be a little bit bent. In fact, if you've got really tight hamstrings, you could even slide a blanket or a bolster underneath your knees. Just let your head relax. Nice, deep, full breaths, opening the back body. See if you can allow the body to relax a little bit more with each breath. Maybe you can rest your head on your knees or your shins, maybe not, doesn't matter. Let's give this about 5 more deep breaths. Good. A little bit of toning of the belly. And extend the arms forward and all the way back up. Stretch up tall, long, and lengthen. Exhale, release your arms down. Bring your hands behind you and plant your feet to the floor. Shoulders roll back, lift the chest up. Maybe keep it right here with the heart lifting up, or you could lift up into a tabletop. Just a couple of breaths here, just a counter pose after our forward fold. And exhale, come back down. Good. Now you're going to shift your weight over to your left hip. You're going to come into this setup for our twist. And so left hip down, legs, both legs bent at right angles in this half pinwheel position. And then we're going to take the left forearm down to the floor. Let it rest there. Stretch your right arm forward and alongside your ear. So you're starting with this side body stretch. Lengthen and reach. You can always turn your gaze down at the floor. Relax through your neck and through your jaw, through your face. Give this another huge breath here. And then you're going to turn and face the ground, bringing the right forearm down. And again, maybe you start up a little higher up on your hands. If you happen to have a yoga bolster or a cushion, you could do that as well. But whenever you're ready, telescope up through the rib cage, the chest, the spine, the heart. create some space, and then go ahead and settle down onto your bolster or onto the ground. Can you come into a place here that feels grounded and restful and supported, so you can really allow the body to relax? Each and every breath, letting go of effort, letting go of angst or stress or worry, and just allowing the body to rest here in this moment. And we'll take about 5 more deep breaths here in this supported twist. And perhaps on this last breath here in your twist, you can send that cleansing sigh out your mouth and let it release, let it go. No rush, but as you're ready, you'll lift the body back up. And if you've been using your bolster, just put it to the side and roll down onto your backs, hugging the knees in toward your chest. Pull the knees in toward the chest, rock side to side here for a few breaths, just massaging around your lower back, your sacrum. Try to let your neck and your jaw and your head relax. Feel that gentle pressure, gentle massage at your lower back. So move in a way that feels good to you here. You can either keep it here or reach up for your feet for happy baby pose, pulling the knees a little bit wider, soles of the feet press up toward the ceiling as you gently pull the outer edges of the feet down. Try to neutralize the spine here. The spine's in really deep flexion. Try to pull the tailbone and the pelvis toward the floor. Maybe a little rocking side to side here, if that feels nurturing to your body. Good. One more breath here. Now we're going to keep the right leg in happy baby, but stretch the left leg out long to the floor. That's too much. Just bend your knee and bring the foot to the floor. But let's just work a few more breaths in this half happy baby, pulling the right knee out and down, and maybe drawing a little bit deeper into the right hip. Try to keep your pelvis and your hips pretty level. Take one more breath. Now we're going to let go of the right foot and now pull the right knee in toward the chest. And let's take big circles with this right knee. So you're moving through the right hip joint. Big, broad circles, exploring range of motion and sensation through the right hip. Good. Pause and go the other direction. So just reverse the direction of your circle. Good. And then you'll bring your left hand to your right knee. Stretch your right arm out to the right to help stabilize the body here. And gently pull the right leg over for your spinal twist. Now you can always rest your right leg on your bolster or on anything you have handy if it doesn't quite touch the floor. But we're opening up the arms and the heart, the chest toward the ceiling. Nothing to do or to accomplish or to strive for here in this moment. Just allowing the body to feel, to cleanse, to relax, to breathe. Three more deep breaths here on this side. Let's go ahead and bring the right leg back in. Maybe stretch your right leg up toward the ceiling for a moment. Just feel into your hamstrings, your foot, your ankle, whatever there is to be felt here in the right leg. You can move it around a little bit. Good. And then we're going to release that right leg out to the floor. Stretch the arms up and back. Get a huge full body stretch before we take that little sequence on the other side. Good. Exhale, arms come down. And we're going to come into a half happy baby on the left side. So grab a hold of the outer edge of your left foot if you can. Foot out to the left, stretch the right leg out to the floor, or you can bend your right leg and bring your foot to the floor. Try to keep your pelvis pretty level and neutral here. Breathing down into your left hip. A couple more breaths here. Nice. Now we're going to let go of the left foot and pull the left knee in toward the chest and take big circles with this left knee around, moving in one direction. So we're moving through the left hip joint. Good. Pause and move in the other direction. Taking right hand to left knee, stretch your left arm out to the left and guide your left leg over for your twist, maybe placing it on your cushion or pillow. And just let the body stretch out here for this spinal twist. Feel your breath all along your spine here. And again, nothing to do or to fix or change or accomplish. Just allow the body to feel what it feels for the next several breaths. Good. Can you take about 3 more here? And gently bring your left leg back through center. And let's stretch the left leg up for just a few breaths, feeling into the hamstrings, the foot, the ankle. Whatever you feel here is fine. Maybe a little bit of movement. Good. And then release that left leg out the floor. Stretch your arms up and back one more time. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, release your arms down along your sides. And you can transition into Shavasana, corpse pose. If there's anything that your body is still needing before coming into Shavasana, you can take your time and arrange your body however you'd like. Maybe you want to take your legs up a wall or a couch or a chair, or put that bolster underneath your knees. I am going to share with you a poem called The True Love by David White. And I shared this on Valentine's Day because you have to, right? So it's kind of been on my mind. But as I read these words, I'd like for you to consider just the courage to say yes, whether it's to a romantic partner or to a life decision or the road that's in front of you or an opportunity, it always takes courage to say yes. And so this is an invitation to all of us for that. There is a faith in loving fiercely the one who is rightfully yours, especially if you have waited years, and especially if part of you never believed you could deserve this loved and beckoning hand held out to you this way. I am thinking of faith now and the testaments of loneliness and what we feel we are worthy of in this world. Years ago, in the Hebrides, I remember an old man who walked every morning on the gray stones to the shore of the baying seals, who would press his hat to his chest in the blustering salt wind and say his prayer to the turbulent Jesus hidden in the water. And I think of the story of the storm and everyone waking and seeing the distant yet familiar figure far across the water calling to them. And how we are all preparing for that abrupt waking and that calling and that moment we have to say yes. Except it will not come so grandly, so biblically, but more subtly and intimately in the face of the one you know you have to love. So that finally, when we step out of the boat toward them, we find everything holds us and confirms our courage. And if you wanted to drown, you could, but you don't. Because finally, after all the struggle and all the years, you don't want to anymore. You've simply had enough of drowning. And you want to live, and you want to love. And you will walk across any territory and any darkness, however fluid and however dangerous, to take the one hand you know belongs in yours. and you want to live, and you want to love. And you will walk across any territory and any darkness, however fluid and however dangerous, to take the one hand you know belongs in yours. Can you feel your breath here, everybody? The expansion, your belly. And start to move a little bit as you are ready. Fingers and toes. And there's no rush. If you would like to stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer, you're welcome to do that. But when you're ready to transition, you can come over to your side, fetal position, take a few nurturing breaths there. And then make your way all the way back up to your seat on your mat. Take a huge breath, stretching the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands gather together at your heart. Thank you so much for joining us, joining me and Katie. We are so honored to have you on this journey, that you trust us with your practice. And we'll finish our practice with one round of Om. Take a full breath in. Om. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, guys. Nice seeing you. All right, bye-bye.
I guess he's gotta go.
Thanks.
Classic,
Katie.
classic P. Diddy.
Like, I gotta go eat dinner at a restaurant.
I've been going out every night, so see ya. Jane, you came. You doing that?
So much. Thank you so much.
Yes, I crept in just a few minutes late.
Yay.
I'm glad. I was thinking about you because I was like, I think Jane was gonna come. Then I thought you got busy.
I know I couldn't get up to Snowbird again today, so I went and did some cross-country skiing up East Canyon, and
Oh,
Is
yeah.
the scene is closed, or is the traffic just insane?
just closed both days.
Oh my gosh,
I
12
know.
days?
No, both.
No,
days.
both days.
It would because didn't they close it at like 10 today, or was it earlier?
No, Little Cottonwood hasn't been
Oh,
closed.
Little
no.
Cotton. Yeah, Little Cotton was all.
Yeah, my pass is to Snowbird, so I've just been trying to get up there, but maybe tomorrow.
How is the cross country skiing in Mill Creek?
Well, I went up East Canyon, up there by Little Dell, and it was beautiful. But I took more time than I thought, so I was at the car at 10 to 5, and I went about 90 miles per hour to get home.
Gotta get to my Zoom yoga.
I gotta get and relax.
So great.
Uh,
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Em.
Yeah, Em.
it was great.
Never met you in real life, but I love having you.
You'll meet Em in real life one of these days.
Sooner or later.
Are you both, Katie and Kim, both doing in-person yoga classes still at those locations that?
I'm teaching one public class in person at a Legree studio, at that Pilates studio. And then I teach a couple of privates in person, and that's it.
Yeah.
Not any mosaic classes in person. And I think, Katie, you're doing something kind of similar, right? Not mosaic, but
I have 3 in-person ones right now, of the Life Center, and then
Yeah.
at Gym, and then I'm doing like that little one on 9th and 9th, my own little
On Thursdays.
on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
But that's just till the end of the month, so yeah. But
Okay.
then the rest of mine are all online.
yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know. I'm hoping soon that we can.
The numbers have been so low. Preston was saying.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm a week post second dose now. So
You're
Yeah.
feeling
I'm feeling much more confident about.
ready
Life.
to fly away.
Yeah.
Might be
Yeah.
less, but you know.
We'll see though how the rest of the world is.
I know.
I know.
It's fascinating. It's all
Yeah.
so interesting, but hopefully slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. And it would be wonderful to, and right now as I look at about, 1.5 feet of snow outside my window, it's hard to believe that spring is around the corner, but I'd love to do outdoor classes again.
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
they're
I'm-
the best.
Park yoga, yeah. Backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We'll have to rent out the backyard though now. So
And Kim, I forget who is living at your house now? Anyone who comes to this class?
Tanya.
Yeah.
I feel like they would for sure let us use it, don't you?
Yeah.
They might come for free, but that's fine with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. They get to come for free, but that's
But yeah, I think Tanya has said that she would
Okay.
do it, but it's so funny. Katie, did she tell you? I feel kind of bad about this, but did she tell you that she asked if she could paint her room? Did she tell you?
She told me she was gonna paint over that Buddha or whatever. Is that what she was asking?
Yeah, when she asked, and
Yeah, she hadn't asked.
I was like, no.
I think that's perfectly.
I can't even hang things on my walls. I'm not even supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to only.
Like
Yeah.
Zoe painted that, and like it's not the greatest work of art, but it's awesome.
It's actually really cool. I saw it and I was like, that's rad.
No,
And
totally okay.
I was a little bit like, fuck no, you can't paint over the paint. But I think
To see that. I'd like to see that Buddha sometime.
Buddha. It's rad.
the mural, it's in Zoe's,
Yeah.
room,
Yeah.
I was kind of like,
Yeah.
like you can just put something over it if you don't like it.
If she doesn't like it, then she can just put something over it.
No,
I think.
for sure.
I think that's totally fair.
And I'm like, and you can paint the rest of the room, I don't care. But that's like covering up, like, I don't know, some sentimental history.
Yeah, and it's still your house. It's like,
Yeah. It's still your house. Hey, it's good she asked and didn't just
Yeah.
do it.
Tanya would ask too. And that's the thing is, I don't think Tanya's like gonna be all butthurt either. So she's just,
yeah. She didn't say anything
yeah,
about it.
she's probably just like, can I do it? No? Okay, cool. It's kind of what.
Totally fine either way. But I felt bad saying no, just because.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. Yeah. I think that's a healthy boundary.
Healthy boundary.
That was the right thing to do. You feel bad saying no, but saying no was the right thing.
And that's good too, because now she'll know, oh, I should
This,
make sure
this is
before
still-
any permanent
yes.
changes.
Who knows how long she's gonna live there?
Oh,
Like, if I decide to move home next year or something.
No,
For
you're
sure.
totally valid.
I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen, but still, like, you never know.
You never know.
Brian's in the next room, like, what?
In.
Oh, I love you both so much. All, not, I shouldn't say both. I love you all. Cried too.
Love me half as much. I'm okay with that.
That's funny. Well,
You're so cute. We love you.
Yeah.
I'm still, I can't believe it. I'm still red because I worked out so hard. I'm not sunburned. I am still, can you see how pink I am?
Yeah. Now that
That's because I pushed myself so hard skiing to get back.
you are
Yoga.
the baddest ass woman
Oh.
I have ever. I don't even know what to do about you.
Oh,
You little.
I just keep fighting age.
You're
Doing
doing
great
a
job.
damn good
Yeah.
job.
Oh, well,
Lucky to be in that spot.
yeah. Sometimes age wins, but
Not often.
No.
Not often.
okay, I love you.
Love you. Mwah,
See
mwah,
you
mwah.
guys.
Love you so much. See ya.